All right. We're live, baby.
Um, Welcome. It's the 54th episode of Trolling HGC, a Heroes of the Storm podcast focused on eSports, and a member of the Trolls.gg Entertainment Network. I'm your new host, Bahgz, taking over this place.
Woo!
And joining me, as always, is my good buddy Goon. What's going on, my man?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Worked, chilled, played some new hero on the PTR, some white main with you on your stream, and yeah.
Give me, and the viewers and the listeners a couple early thoughts, real quick.
Early thoughts: lots of skirmishing, lots of fighting. That's where she's most successful, I think, right now. And her heals can be either very bursty or very sustained, depending on what you need. So that's about all I got.
I think that's fair. Yeah, like you mentioned, I've been streaming again a little bit, so I think I don't know if I can swing it, but I will try and do that some more as I have time, but no schedule because
I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it, man. It's nice to just be like, okay, here are all these popular, huge streamers, and then here's the god Bahgz, who is streaming right now. So let me go watch him instead.
oh, see, there you go.
No, it's chill, man. It's chill. You got some nice little chill music playing, and you're talking about your stuff, and I enjoy it.
Good, man. I'm glad to hear it. Well, I'm gonna try and keep it going. We'll see what happens. For those of you who are tuning in tonight in Twitch chat, those of you listening to the audio only version or catching us on YouTube, I do want to give a quick disclaimer. We will not be discussing the No Tomorrow drama tonight. If that's what you came for and you're disappointed, I'm sorry, sucks to suck. But with respects to the individual parties, my co-host, no less, who happens to be the coach of No Tomorrow, we're going to leave that matter untouched. I'm sorry. Yeah. We're not Town Hall HGC. Let's put it that way. All right. Now, I do have some big news from the Trolls.gg Entertainment Network. My boss has given me the order to unleash this verbal tirade, this monologue I'm going to put you guys through. So listen up. Most of you guys are already familiar with the Trolls.gg Entertainment Network, what we bring to the table, what we've grown to accomplish, how we've evolved as a community and entertainment group, and how we're continuing to do so. Now, this month, we're doing something called the Muster. We're looking to grow into a premier community esports content producing site. We want to be a place where community content creators are given the opportunity to grow and improve their work and be given the opportunity to hone their skills. And then as well, on top of that, provide options for compensation for them, which is new for us because everything else was volunteer before. It was just kind of work for fun at your pace. We're trying to make it a little bit more professional, kind of take it to the next level. We're going to be focused on providing quality content and generating long-term sustainable growth in the growing esports community. Now, you'll notice I said esports community. As a group, we're looking to grow beyond Heroes into other Blizzard IPs or maybe even other just completely fresh, other franchised IPs from different gaming companies. So keep your eyes out for that. Our first major initiative in this effort is what I've already mentioned is called the Muster. We're rallying all the troops. We're recruiting more trolls to help our efforts to grow the community and push out more content. So if you're looking to participate, there's several different ways you can. You can join us on social media. You can share our content. So follow us on Twitter and Twitch, share our articles and podcasts on Reddit, join the discussion over at our Discord channel where Goon is always every single day putting out like some sort of gaining insight question or trolls challenge question, kind of thought-provoking questions, and then everyone kind of chimes in with their own thoughts, and it leads to some really interesting discussion almost every day. So
I'm actually just trolling Discord half the time, just dropping memes and trolling people. That's about it.
That's really it. It's actually a trap card. As well, guys, you can also play with us. So August 10th and 24th, we'll be hosting a game night where we'll be playing either Heroes, Fortnite, Overwatch, WoW, whatever. The whole group is getting together, and we're going to do some community game night. So mark those on your calendar. Again, that's August 10th and 24th. Game night. Be there. Also, you can create for us. We're opening new content creating positions right now. We're looking for writers specifically for the Trolls.gg website, which will include a tipping feature on each article posted, as well, so the readers can support their favorite writers. Lastly, if you have any questions about that, or if you're interested in and maybe have some ideas for a new show or podcast, join the Discord, reach out to Dorsh1. He's the head honcho now. He's the guy you want to talk to in regards to that. Whew, this is a long one. Secondly, guys, Patreon. I know we harp on it every week, but we've recently kind of refurbished it again. This is Patreon Trolls GG 3.0, I think. But this is literally the third time I think we redesigned it. So over at patreon.com/trollsgg, we've got new patron tiers that fit any budget. At $1 a month, you can join what's called the Troll Army, and that makes you a contributor. At $5 a month, or if you're a $5 sub on Twitch, you become the next tier up, which is the Troll Hunter. At $10 a month, or if you're a $10 sub on Twitch, you become a chieftain. You can see the correlation here, right? Like the pattern. At $20 a month, or if you're a $24 sub on Twitch, you become the War Chief. There's only 3 available spots to be a War Chief, and at a War Chief, you still get coaching. It's still a thing, but we did open up one more spot for that, as well as we changed some of our community goals. So each tier has different rewards for the various contributions. You can check them out some more at patreon.com/trolls.gg and see which one is best for you and your budget. The new goals that we've unlocked, we've got one we're really close to. I believe we're sitting at $106 right now a month. At $125 a month, we're going to do a $20 Blizzard gift card giveaway for patrons only. So become a patron and you will be entered into that. At $150 a month, we will unlock bonus content for the community. What we have in mind is we'd like to do some in-depth interviews from prominent members of the Heroes community. Think pros, casters, amateurs, streamers, just big names where we sit down, we talk to them for 30, 45 minutes, get a really in-depth interview. We'll garner questions from the community for them, put it all together, and we will post it on YouTube. Patrons will have early access to these videos 1 week before they go to YouTube, though. So another incentive to become a patron. Finally, at $200 a month, we will put together a brand new show covering all of the amateur scene in Heroes of the Storm. So think Open Division, North America, EU, Heroes of the Dorm, Nexus Gaming Series, Bush League, Chair League, Heroes Hype, Heroes Lounge, that stuff. Exclusively Open Division podcast. We don't necessarily have co-hosts in mind yet for that show, but when we get there, we will put it together, and that will be a brand new podcast for you to listen to. Lastly, but not least, during this muster for the month of August, we are doing a bonus $20 Blizzard gift card giveaway, separate from the $125 a month gift card giveaway. So this month, anyone who listens, it's free to enter. Anyone can get at least one entry into it. But there are bonuses. So any new or current contributors, again, contributors are people who sub on Twitch or donate via Patreon, will be awarded 3 entries. Any new or current chieftains will be awarded 10 entries. And if you are currently already a contributor, you will be awarded a bonus 5 entries if you choose to boost your current contributions to the next tier during the muster. Again, the muster is lasting for the month of August. So guys, I know that was a whole lot. Check out the show notes. They'll be linked in the details of this show once it's posted. Or become a patron and have access to them already right now as I speak. And you can go through all those details. That's it. That's all I've got. I am out of words. I desperately need to do. So Goon, take over for me, please, and tell me who the troll of the week is.
Troll of the week. This week, I'll have to give the Yip Boss for dropping those memes on me in chat earlier. I saw you, dude. Troll. He is the legitimate troll of the week. That's what it is. That's how it is. Bastard.
Oh man. All right. If we're all set with the troll of the week, let's push on forward a little bit and let's talk about a little bit of the news that just dropped today in the Heroes eSports community.
All right, let's run. I think I've got the bumpers this time. Here we go.
Tonight on the Trolls.gg podcast network, Trollin HGC proudly presents Heroes Esports News, Notes, and Drama with your hosts, LiQuid and Bahgz.
All right. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I had you muted. Do that again.
Oh no! Oh no! All right.
Let's do it again from the top. From the top. Let's start
From
off
the top.
for the mustard.
Okay.
With the mustard. Let's do it again.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I'd quit. You'd be taken back over.
What? Okay.
So, like I was saying, if you haven't heard yet, The Aware is leaving LFM. The Aware is the support player for LFM. I posted in chat a twit longer for you guys to peruse. And it says this: at this time, LFM Esports regrettably would like to announce our support player Aware's withdrawal from the HGC. By his own request, Aware will be leaving our roster in order to pursue an exciting job opportunity. Aware has been with this team for almost 2 years and has been balancing a full-time HGC schedule with another difficult job. We're incredibly thankful for all he has done for the team, and we wish him the best in his future endeavors. Please stay tuned to our Twitter for any future announcements. So if you're not following, that's at LFM Esports, so you can be in the know when they pick up their new support. I remember hearing back in the day that they had, like, the one guy was like a full-time like scientist, right? Like did some like really fancy stuff. And
he was
like
not a drafting mad scientist, just a mad scientist in real life.
Yeah, like
Kappa.
with the crazy hair and everything, and lab coat. No, but in all seriousness, I hope that the new job opportunity works out for him. Yeah, I'm sure it was a tough decision. You don't go HGC Pro and keep your full-time job, unless it's the full-time job's worth it. Because most of these guys just do the HGC thing, right?
Yeah.
And that in stream. So it must have been a great job for him to pass up this kind of like once in a lifetime opportunity to be a pro video game player, which hardly anyone gets that opportunity to do. So good for him. My question for you, Goon, is you are an open division manager. You kind of have your ear to the ground.
I was an open division manager. Not
okay,
anymore.
you were no longer an open division manager, but you were for a time, as well as a coach, as well as a player. You have your ear to the ground. Got any? Can you speculate on like any supports that might be able to fill his role from the open division, assuming that's where they're going to pull from?
Obviously, I mean, there are some pretty solid open division support players, in open that are playing open division right now. I honestly don't know if any of them will get called up. I don't know if LFM's got somebody else, if they're gonna bring in their own Swoi from Korea somehow out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's gonna start playing in NAHGC. But I know the top open division players feel good about their teams. They look good, in their games. Are they willing to part with somebody to allow them to go HGC, or try? I don't know. It's gonna be definitely.
It's a very similar situation to how Jin kind of entered the scene, right? Like.
Yeah. So then, what do you do? You know, do you hit up that team? Does that open division team let them go? It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm assuming it's from an open division. It could be anybody, right? They, like I said, they can pull
anyone that's a free agent, right? Like,
yeah, they
anyone
can.
but Psalm.
Yeah. They can pull a last hope kind of thing, right? And just pull some Hero League fiend and bring him to HGC. Hey, by the way, Hero Physio, you're in chat. I'm a support main. Just saying.
So that's a good point.
He says no one will ever replace Aware. Okay, that's true. That's a very coach thing to say.
Hero, you're in chat, man. You already know the answer. Who's it gonna be? Breaking news on Trollin HGC. Hero Physio leaks the information. No, that would be nice, but probably not gonna happen. Bummer. All right. And then this brings up a question, and I want to ask you this and what your thoughts on this. I've already made mine stated mine out loud pretty obviously. Clash. Should teams that are in the bottom half of the bracket, or all the teams, or just the teams that aren't going to the Clash, should they be able to make roster changes right now? Should we be able to make roster changes 4 times a year? And that's basically during every break, after BlizzCon, after midseason brawl, and during the clashes. Because I think you should. I think after 5, I think that they shouldn't be able to make changes every single week. I think it would get ridiculous. I don't trust these guys to make the right decision in that respect. No offense to the HGC pros. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not trying to flame, but we've seen what happens when there were no restrictions, and you guys, it was like trying to keep up with like toddlers, and which is impossible, by the way, in case you're wondering. So if it was restricted to every 5 weeks, right? I think that's a large enough sample size from scrims in games to find out, like, listen, this isn't going to work, or maybe it will work someday, but we don't have time for that right now. Our backs are up against the wall, and we got to win games today, so we need to go with someone else or something, right? So I think yes, I think that every after the 5 weeks and the break, I think that you should be able to make roster changes, whether it's whether it's 3 moves or 1 move. I'm not sure. I haven't put that much thought into it, but they should be able to do something. And this is the second time this year that this has happened in NA. Like last year was Jason quit, right, off of your team. It was no Tomorrow then. You weren't coaching him then, but like Jason quit, and Urho was sayonara, whatever.
Sayonara
out of the HGC. So I don't know. I would like it if they could do that. What do you think?
I definitely think that would be interesting, and we could see a lot of either. Okay, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what teams they come up with every few weeks and things like that. However, I think that sounds like a logistical nightmare. If you're with an org, for example, let's say you're with Tempo Storm or Heroes, I'm sure there are contracts associated with those orgs. So then now it's like the org is having to make moves every 5 weeks. They might lose an investment. They might lose a player that was bringing them money, wins whatsoever. That might be something that happens. Blizzard's got to do all that media stuff all over again. We already know. Ooh, did I lose Bahgz? I lost Bahgz. Yeah.
Whoa, sorry. I don't know what happened there.
Turn your camera back on, dude. They're seeing our messages on stream. I'm just kidding. I mean, they were, but
sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I tried to unmute myself, and the call stuttered. Discord restarted.
Anyways, as I was saying, it's a logistic nightmare. Like, you got to do the media stuff. Teams, orgs do contracts with these players. I think it creates more instability than stability. In the game, in the scene, orgs are going to see all these roster changes happening all the time and not be attracted by it. They're not going to want to come in. Yeah, it's a little culture that exists within Heroes of the Storm, but I hope that over time that kind of starts to taper off. And I don't think people will improve as much as players, because they're always making adjustments. They're always having to change who they're working with, who they're working against. Maybe they spend more time thinking about the rosters than they do thinking about the game, and then the gameplay starts to taper off. As interesting as that sounds, I don't think it's the healthiest thing to do, in my opinion. But
okay, I can completely see where you're coming from, and I have typically been a proponent of less roster moves because I like stability. I like stability, and I think it's a good thing. So I can get behind what you're saying. I don't know how the contracts are structured with these orgs. I don't know if it's impossible to have them structured where they're on a quarterly basis. So essentially, like, you know, a part 1, phase 1, then a part 2, phase 1 contract. You know, can they do them that short? Or maybe the players don't want to do that because they'd like to have that security, knowing that they are, you know, contracted for 6 months at a time. You know, I don't know. So interesting.
Well, I'm going to ask you, why do you want why would you be interested in seeing more roster changes potentially?
My thinking behind it is that, again, I think that after 5 weeks, when you're scrimming, you know, I don't know how often the team scrim, but I'm going to assume 5 days a week, and then they play on the weekend. So I would think with all the scrimming together, and then the games being played on the weekend, I think that 5 weeks is enough time to feel something out, to give it a go, and figure out if it's going to work or not work, or find out where you stand, right? So in this case, like say your simplicity, right? Your back's up against the wall and you need wins now. And they had a, like, you know, they had someone that potentially would be really, really good, right? Like, they have the potential to be really good, but they're just not there yet. They are just not a fully polished player yet, and they need more reps before they're ready. But this team needs to win now because it'll be crucible, and they don't want to be in that situation, right? So they would drop him and pick up a veteran player who maybe his peak potential isn't as high as rookie player X, but rookie player X isn't going to hit his peak in time, and it's costing them too many games. So what solves that complete scenario I just made up would be a bench, but hey, we don't have those. So
a bench would be. I'd rather have a bench than, you know, have more roster changes.
I've been asking for a 6-player slot forever. Yeah. I've even been flexible enough to be like, they can either use the 6-player slot, like a 6 paid position, and just call it that. Like, you can use it for a coach, you can use it for a manager or a player, your choice.
That's actually interesting. Yeah.
Like, but they don't want to. They don't want to do it, otherwise they would have by now. So that's what I agree with you there. Like, I would rather see that than the extra spot to move players. But that's the reason, kind of. Like, I think that sometimes a team is like one piece away from really taking a leap, and I think being able to make that move at the Clash would be right. I don't know if you limit it to only one roster move, maybe, in that situation. I don't know. I don't, because I don't want to see like 3 moves like you can do in the off season, because then the teams will just blow up. I don't really want that either, because I don't know. And again, a big part of me agrees with you that these teams should really, they need to, when they're kind of forced to play with each other, it ups the overall capabilities of the players in the long run, because it forces them to work together to kind of build some sort of cohesion, because you're in it for the long haul now, right? So
what a segue.
Anyways, let's move on to this last weekend's results and take a look at the clashes.
All right, let's roll it.
The hook is going to help out, and we're going to see Stitch's fall as well. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. It's the 1-for-1 trade as we once again have the Dragon Blade used on the side of Genji. He's trying that in. Dashes out, sail yellow.
That was just about the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's a dance party, and you're invited.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to HGC Western Clash.
And we're back.
All right. Let's take a look at Korea first. We'll start there. Here I have in bold a quote from DB Smiley's article last week on Heroes Hearth. If Team Blossom wins 3-1 or 3-0, Blossom go to the Eastern Clash. Well, guess what? Mary Day, Hong Kono, Wiz, and the crew are Clash bound. Blossom won 3-1. They got exactly the result they needed. I was surprised. I don't know about you.
I don't know if I'd say it's a surprise, but I don't know. I don't know what to think. Like Blossom 3-1. They're going to Clash. I don't think any of us were expecting. I mean, maybe we wanted Miracle to win some more games, but I mean, it's not like you were anticipating it to be.
My thing was, and I don't remember exactly how we picked it last week, but I believe I picked Miracle to win based on the result from the Gen G match that they won 3-2.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The bigger surprise for me from this takeaway from this game was Miracle only needed to win 2 maps. Miracle could have lost this set 3-2. They would still be going to the Clash and Blossom would be staying home. Blossom needed to win 3-1 or 3-0. But not only that, like the biggest takeaway for this, and like Flig Zaduki's saying in chat, like Miracle choked hard, which is cool. Maybe Blossom clutched hard. Like maybe they just like buckled down because Miracle won the first map on Towers of Doom, and Blossom came back and won the next 3 maps. If they would have lost any of those, they wouldn't go to the Clash. They needed to win 3 maps in a row.
Yeah, like
and they did.
Yeah. So what? Like, yeah, that to me, what does that say about what does that say about Blossom going into this Clash? How competitive do you think they're going to be?
So, I was reading along the lines that basically people didn't expect Han Kono to tank. That Blossom had acquired him to be their flex player, and Gondor had done a great job. I just want to call him It's Gondar, right? But I want to call him Gondor from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Gondor. Yeah, I was like Gondor. Why does that sound familiar? Maybe that's right. Maybe that's his name.
Gondor needs our help, and Rohan will answer. Listen, he was doing a great job on the tank role, and unfortunately, Han Kono had. And this is all hearsay, but I remember reading. I believe it was on Reddit that Han Kono put his foot down and he wanted to be the tank, and that they were having some chemistry issues because of it. Now, Hong Kono was still tanking. They won this series. Does this mean that Blossom is going to come out and surprise some people at the Clash? I don't know. I still can't, even after this result, right, where they clutched out the big wins, right, even with the big names on their roster, I can't see them beating Tempest or Ballistics. And honestly, I think, I was going to talk about it later, but I'll mention it now. I don't see any of the Korean teams losing to any of the Chinese teams.
Yeah, that's
straight up.
There would not be a map dropped. Would you go that far?
No, I won't go that far. But because China's gonna China, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're gonna throw something at them that's gonna stick. But it's only gonna be like one game. You know, it's one game here, that, or there. So I fully expect all the Korean teams to finish in the top 4. I just expect Blossom, the 4 seed, to finish 4th. Mm-hmm. So do you have like? So
it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your top 1, 2, 3, 4. Korea of the Korean region will be the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe I don't know. I gotta sit down and do some thinking about it, but I already made my mind up as far as Blossom goes. They're definitely 4th. So, okay. The other thing I want to mention is Gen G won their rivalry match against Ballistics 3-1. So, Ballistics, are they still riding the struggle bus like I've been saying all season, right? So they went 5-2. They lost to Tempest. They finished in 3rd. Their map score is significantly worse than Tempest. I don't know. Like,
I'm interested to see what happens to this roster post BlizzCon, but and the org
to the Ballistics roster.
Yeah, and the org for that matter. So, because they're like, remember they kind of were like, oh yeah, we'll do HOTS. Then they backed out, and they're like, hey, we'll do HOTS again. Like, now,
well, that was I don't. So that's a little bit of a misnomer. The team was looking for more money than Ballistics was offering, and then couldn't find it.
Oh,
so
I see.
When,
Okay.
When
So,
Ballistics came back with the offer again, they decided to take it this time around.
I see. Okay. Well, then there it is. But still, like, what's gonna happen with the players? I don't know, because
I don't know.
It hasn't been like, I feel like maybe they're kind of reaching. They've kind of peaked a little bit with that roster, or maybe they need some extra help in something. But like, I'm not saying they're a terrible team. It's just, to be the #1 team in Korea, you really have to be the best, right? Like, you really have to just step up and kick some ass and look like a team that is just a well-oiled machine. I know, yeah, we get our kinks every once in a while with the Gen G machine, but for the I mean, they've shown consistency throughout the years. So I wonder if Ballistics could ever reach that potential with what they have now or not. I mean, and to me, I don't think they can. So, anyways,
All right.
don't hang up on me this time again.
I'm not. It won't happen again. I swear it's it. Moving on to EU. Team LiQuiD, to the surprise of many, and I say many except for, but I don't say all, because last week on this show, someone got the pick right, and it wasn't me. Who was it?
Hey, I was muted. I wonder who that was. I don't know. You're gonna have to jog my memory, Bahgz.
So Team LiQuiD won. They defeated Method 3-1. Last week on the show, I picked Method to win 3-1, while DB went with the full force 3-0. Without a doubt, I believe was the actual term he used. And I quote, only Goon went with LiQuiD 3-2. He went with his heart.
I went with the heart.
Congrats, dude. Congrats, man. You had the foresight to know that LiQuiD was gonna win. They won even more so than you said they would.
Yeah, I know. Which is like, maybe I didn't believe hard enough. I should have believed a little bit harder. Method did not look like what we had been seeing this past split. Like, I don't know what was going on there, but they were hungry. They must have been hungry because they were feeding. That's all I'm gonna say. No, LiQuiD also, they've been working, they've been grinding, Like, okay, mechanically speaking, are they the best players? Maybe not, but like the way they play, the way they, I'm sure they communicate or handle themselves as a team shows in these matches. They push through, they keep grinding. They get wins.
Something I want to talk about with you, real quick. I'm looking at the standings, and it reminded me of something I was reading on Reddit last week. There were some salty Fnatic fans out there. Their team's not going to the Clash. Leftovers was the 4th qualifying team. They defeated Granite Gaming, but they have a worse map record than Fnatic. And so does, and in this case, Team LiQuiD also has a worse map record than Method. I want to ask you, what do you think's more important? Is map score more important than match record? Because Team LiQuid's 6-1, so they're the 2 seed. Method is 5-2, so they're the 3 seed. But Method has a +8 map score to LiQuid 7. Leftovers has a flat map score. They are 13-13, 0, not positive, not negative, neither. But they're 4-3, which is a better record than Fnatic has at 3-4. But Fnatic has a +1 map score, so they have hung tight in their matches, I guess is the best way to describe it.
I mean,
what's more important to you? Because to me, it's match. I don't care about maps. Winning's winning.
Okay, yeah. If I was just gonna, I'm gonna 2-3 every single one of my series, and then have a pretty nice map score, but no wins. What does that do? You didn't win anything. You didn't win the series. It is a series that you're playing for to get the win. Like, I don't understand why map score would mean anything. I mean, maybe if you're Fnatic fans, you got to do this to justify why your team's not going to the Clash. You get mad.
Exactly. There are some salty Fnatic fans out there who say, "I don't understand why these leftovers get
why
to go.
is that even?
We have a 16-15 map record."
Why is that even an argument? And the players definitely wouldn't feel that way. They want to win their series. The org wants to win their series. They don't want to go in with a losing record because they just happen to win a lot of maps but can't close out a series. Like, what? Oh, at BlizzCon we're just gonna ignore the series, right? We're just gonna go with, okay, actually the BlizzCon champion is the one that won the most maps, even though like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know. People salty, people wild, people just mad, dude. Fnatic's not Fnatic anymore. It's not the Fnatic that you knew back in the day. It's just not. Accept it. Move on. That's it.
Do you agree or disagree with Fligzaduki in chat? He's saying that Fnatic should look better in the post Western Clash, but they did not deserve to go to the Western Clash. So, do you think after the Western Clash, Fnatic will look better?
After the Western Clash, will they look better? It depends what their mindset is going into this break. Are they tired? Are they defeated? Are they demoralized? Can they step it up? Can they bounce back? That's what it's gonna depend on. I think they can. And I think they will. They're very open about their play. How poor it was compared to the other team, and they make mistakes, and Last Hope is new. He's new. He's under a lot of pressure. Not only is he new, he is an HGC Heroes of the Storm pro player. He's also part of a very well-known org in Fnatic, a world-class organization for esports. So there's that as well. But no, I think with the support of his teammates, they can do it. I think it's possible. They will look better. Will they go to BlizzCon?
They got to finish top 3 to do that.
We'll
and
see.
That's assuming Fnatic wins the Clash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Fnatic. Europe wins the Clash,
yeah.
And which is probably a safe assumption. But at top 3, that's a reach because that's unseating Method or LiQuiud. I think I'm in general. I think I agree with you. I think the talent on that roster is extremely solid. They whatever ails them, they need to fix, and hopefully they can.
And like Hoofit says, keep in mind the rest of EU theoretically is getting better at this time too, or should be getting better during this time. Outside of Monkey Menagerie,
I was just gonna say that outside of the Meme Dream Team.
So is it a matter of, can Fnatic get better faster? Can they get better than the other teams?
Better.
Yeah, better. But
the next thing I want to talk about are the leftovers. Actually, what's the difference maker on that team? Now we've mentioned it. It's Mopsio. I think it was last week is what we talked about. Do you still agree with that? Like, has Mopsio been the difference maker for this team? Is he the reason why they have just absolutely leapfrogged in the standings from last to 4th, which is a sizable jump, something we haven't seen since So, and the reason why I say that is because both Heroes Hearth and Zealots, when they entered the HGC, they immediately started finding success. Where a team like this struggled for 6 months before they started finding success.
So was Mopsio the reason? I don't know. Maybe not. He's one guy. Maybe that one guy brings a lot of you know, a lot of knowledge and leadership and things like that to help drive his team forward, or maybe the rest of the team stepped it up. It's hard to say. I will say that like Mopsio on that team is like, he really stands out. You're like, dang, this is Mopsio God, dude. Mopsio is awesome. He's so fun to watch. He's a cool person. Like his tweets and the way he talks, his interview, like very nice guy. He seems focused, determined to do well, and I think that those few wins earlier on in the season that they got, especially I think it was against Fnatic, that was a big, like, I think that was a big boost. Yeah, they got beat by Method the following week, but they just took that and learned from it, and went into this next series looking like a completely different. Like, granted, Gaming didn't look nearly as good as they did the previous week, but Leftovers look better in my opinion, and I think because of their high motivation, or the willingness to motivate themselves, that internal drive to keep pushing, they are probably gonna do pretty well here in this clash, I think, honestly, and they're gonna get better. I think they're gonna keep getting better. I'm excited. So. And you're muted, by the way. I didn't mute you this time.
It must have been me. So, I think looking ahead post Clash, EU has kind of stepped away from the parity that it had late last year. But I think after this Clash, we're going to look at it being a lot more competitive. I think 2 through 6 is going to be very competitive in that region. I could be wrong, but I think I agree with Fligzaduki. I think I agree with you. I think Leftovers, Fnatic, and Granite Gaming are all going to up their game in this next half of the phase, and be a lot more competitive with the Methods and the LiQuids of the region. I don't expect the meme team to take that leap as well, but the rest of those other rosters that I just mentioned, I think they're going to take a leap after the Clash.
Granite Gaming looks like they leveled up. Yeah, as soon as they got a sponsor. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about North America, the best region in the world.
Best region. Ooh, that's gonna be that's gonna be the bumper every time he plays. Every time he brings up North America, we're gonna play that.
In North America, we had 3 matchups that carried a lot of weight this weekend. First was the insane set between Team Freedom and Octalysis.
Yo, that was wild.
My notes are kind of jacked up here, but if you scroll down, you'll see where it says Team Freedom won 3-2. Team Freedom trotted out a Cho'Gall comp in game 1. Like, are you able to elaborate on that? Like, do you have any idea why? Because I don't. Like, I don't know. Like, were they just trying to trip them up? Like, show them something different? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they felt they could get
for an easy win.
I mean, it's like Team League or unranked draft sometimes against a 5-stack. They roll that Cho'Gall on Braxis with it like an Ariel and Alex Straz, and you're like, dang it, this sucks. Damn, we're getting bodied. This is just rough. I don't know. Maybe they just try to do that. I honestly do not know why they drafted that. But hey, they rolled with it. I think on his stream afterwards he was saying... I think on the stream afterwards...
You were saying it was working for him in scrims, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. And then, like, there was, like, a draft pick or something that messed up. They messed it up somewhere, and then something got through. I don't know. I don't remember. But,
They went with the Deckard support, right? Which is not traditionally a Cho'Gall support.
Yeah.
So, very weird. Regardless, despite the loss, Octalysis is still going to the Clash. My question for you is, I don't like that word. It's a pain in the ass. Team Octopus. Will Octalysis harness their potential at the Clash, or should we expect an early flame out? What kind of Octalysis are you expecting to see at the Clash?
I don't know. This split, this part has been a little wonky, a little weird for them. The schedule was awkward, conditions were not optimal, things like that, right?
Yes, that was a big hurdle that they had to overcome, apparently.
Yeah. Will they like pop off? I honestly don't know, because I haven't, when I'm watching the games and stuff, like it's back and forth. Like sometimes they're hot and it's popping, and then sometimes they're not. You know, and we're not locking. Like we're not doing either. But it's hard to say. Like I don't have, like, if you were to tell me our Heroes Heart's gonna look good, yeah, they're probably gonna look pretty fucking good, because they're just blasting. They're just blasting, you know. They look good doing it. So I mean, yeah, you know. But for Octalysis, I can't. I don't know. They're hiding their strats. That's all it is. They've been sandbagging this whole time until the Clash where they pop off. But Kappa, I really don't know. I really don't. It's really hard to say.
LiQiuD says in chat he thinks Octalysis became too reliant on their mechanical superiority, and since losing Dansky and Cure, it's just not there. So I would argue differently. Now, we know Dansky and Cure are great mechanical players, but that team just looked like it had no, that version of Roll20, Team 12, Octalysis, whatever you want to call it, did not look like it had any cohesion. So I don't know. Like there was just that Roll20 roster that was rolling late last year with Goku and Glau and Prismat and Buds and Justing. That was a team that chemistry wise seemed to always be popping off, because they just seemed to make snap decisions together very effectively, and it just worked for them. So I see the same problems with this roster and the one that LiQiuD referenced. Like it's just like you said, it's hot or cold. Like so once in a while you see it, but a lot of the times it's just not there. It's just something's not clicking chemistry wise. At least that's what I see. I think individually all these players are still really great. It's just there's something comms wise that isn't clicking, and I don't know. And then occasionally you get like a stinker draft where like they do something weird and you're like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Team Freedom, I think going into this will look. I think they'll look good. They're highly motivated individuals, and coming off this win here, they're really like, okay, let's we're really gonna step it up here. And they brought out some drafts. They brought out some drafts. Like somebody was saying in Twitch chat, they're like, dude, they're busting these drafts out, and I'm like, you're not gonna have anything for the Western Clash now, unless you got even more. You got even more cheese lined up. I don't call it cheese, but more unorthodox stuff lined up. Unique. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see where Team Freedom, how they look and where they go.
So with Team Freedom, I have my concerns because they've struggled against some of the really top tier talent in NA. There's a reason why they're the number 3 team right now, and I worry that while going into the first Clash, I was excited for them. They went to EU to boot camp. They looked good. This time around, I have concerns that they're going to flame out early again, and I really don't want to see that happen. But
so you're going off of like previous experiences and stuff, right?
That and just I don't know, the roster hasn't against like the top tier talent from NA hasn't shown me that they've got it to take it to EU, if that makes sense. I just don't think it's going to happen with this current roster. That's all.
I don't know, man. They've got some LAN experience internationally, right? They've got that.
They played at BlizzCon last year. They played at the Clash. First Clash, they didn't make the midseason brawl, but
I think.
So I mean,
I think they can. I don't know. We'll see. I'm with you. I see where you're coming from, but I think you're undervaluing
undervaluing him. Okay. Well, when we get to the clash here in a second, I'll ask you where you feel NA is compared to EU, because I think EU is a notch above, outside of the top NA teams. Next up, LFM defeated No Tomorrow 3-1. That moves LFM at a crucible range for now. They leapfrog Simplicity based on their win last week and this week. Unfortunately, this puts No Tomorrow on the bottom of the standings with Simplicity. They're sitting at 1-6, 3 maps behind the 7th place team, which is Simplicity. You hate to see it, but someone had to win. So,
yeah. I personally hate to see it, and I hate losing to Hero Physio. That's all I'm gonna say. You bum. He threw sand in my eyes, and I couldn't see. What was that dust that that dude from Bloodsport threw in Jean-Claude Van Damme's eyes, and he's like, You remember that? No, never mind.
No.
That's what Hero Physio did to me. I couldn't see.
Oh God.
I missed my skill shots.
That's what it was. I gotta ask you, without giving anything away, looking ahead to after the clash for part 2 of phase 2, what are some things that the team are going to be working on to improve? Is there anything you can mention without giving anything you don't want to give away?
I think probably. Damn, it's hard. It's hard to say without giving anything away, man. It's almost impossible because Hero Physio's in chat, and I don't want to give too much away. No, I mean the third ban brought some interesting changes to the meta that people are still trying to figure out and whatnot, and when I say figure out, not like anyone's behind or anything, but just kind of play around with and see what you can really make happen. But I think that's going to be probably one of the biggest things, not just for No Tomorrow, but I think for everybody, because you're still seeing some stuff from time to time. We're like, this probably a better pick here, honestly, but we're going with a classic comfort, and there's a lot of picks that are being picked that people aren't necessarily that we know they're going to pick that aren't necessarily being, I guess, taken advantage of, being abused. Like, hey, if I know you're going to go Muradin, play around that, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's all I'll say for now. I don't want to give too much away.
All right. Well, I think that's fair. Next up, Tempo Storm defeated Endemic 3-1, which feels bad, man, because Endemic just needed 2 maps to qualify for the clash, and I get literally exactly what happened to Miracle happened to Endemic. Miracle won the first map of the first game of this match, right? Endemic win the first game of the match. They take that first map. They just need 1 more map, 1 out of 3, to go to the clash. Unable to pull the trigger. Just couldn't get it done. They lost the next 3 maps to Tempo Storm. They fell 1 map short. Hashtag feels bad, man.
Feels
not for
bad.
Octalysis, though. They are happy that happened.
Yeah.
Endemic has demonstrably improved this phase. I've got a question for you. Are they a BlizzCon team after part 2?
Endemic.
Are they Endemic. And let's assume that North America is going to lose the clash and they're only going to be able to send 2 teams to BlizzCon. Is Endemic good enough to overtake either Heroes Hearth or Tempo Storm in part 2?
Oof, that is a hard question. I think every team has the potential to do it, to be a BlizzCon team. It's just a matter of when, right? I can see Endemic being a BlizzCon team sooner than other teams in NA. This BlizzCon, They still got a lot of work to do. You know, I mean, all the teams do, but especially to compete at that level on the international stage. I'm just gonna roll the dice and just say no. I'm not. They're not gonna go. They're not. They're not
gonna agree with you.
Team just yet, but it could happen. It could happen, and if it does, awesome. Prove me wrong.
Here's what I'm gonna say that I don't want to say.
Prove my dice wrong.
They're gonna fall just short. Now, if any wins the Clash, I think Endemic goes. I think they're going to finish number 3 in the region. I really do. The roster has completely changed my opinion of them. I thought they were going to be that number 4 team that never quite hit their potential and kind of like disappoint you. No, this is a team that is improving. They're doing some things that surprise me. They're playing well. The narrative the script has changed for this team. The narrative has flipped. This isn't a team like GFE towards the end where we're kind of making fun of them. This is a team that we're cheering for, and that's okay.
Schizo's been on that train since day one.
Yeah, Schizo joined it for number 1 Cure fan, by the way, Schizo, but also was the first man on that bandwagon. So I'm joining him a little late. I'm a little late to the party, Schizo. But I do believe Endemic is going to overtake both Octalysis and Freedom. I think they're going to finish number 3 in the region. I think the talent on that roster has the capability to do that, and I think they will put in the work and accomplish that goal. I do not think they're going to overtake Tempo Storm, and I'm going to assume Heroes Earth will finish number 1. That's just my prediction. So,
wow. Team Freedom, man. Oof. You said they're going to overtake Team Freedom. I'm shocked because Bahgz is number 1 Team Freedom fan, but he's turning into a real fan because real fans always get mad or always just find some kind of disappointment to have for their team, whether it's your local team or whatever. It's always like, I love you guys, but you guys choke. And I will always continue to love you guys, but you suck. Essentially, is what he's saying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
You've been burned too many times.
It's a struggle, man. I'm a lifelong Mets fan. Like, I'm just like tortured. That's right. Yeah, you're the Braves fan, so.
Almost had a no-hitter the other day.
I haven't been keeping up with baseball because the Mets just make my blood pressure too high. I can't.
Uh-oh. Did I lose Bahgz? We out here alone? Is that what's happening? All right. This is my show now. My show. Oh, he's back. He's back. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I almost took over the show, dude. I almost
Oh,
took
no.
over
What
the
happened?
show.
Was I lagging?
Yeah, you were lagging out. All right. So after you made your Mets comment, you started and then you cut off.
I'm sorry. Well, as I was saying,
Pre-recorded.
as I was saying, the Mets make my blood pressure too high, so I haven't really been following them so closely. August 10th, Western Clash. So this weekend there's no HOTS. We got a weekend off, but the following weekend, August 10th through August 12th, we have the Western Clash. It's in Burbank, California. It's a 100K prize pool. It's a double elimination tournament with a best-of-7 grand finals with a 1-game advantage to the team from the winner's bracket. Same as it has been for the last 3 clashes, so nothing new. The only difference from last year is the winning region will be allowed to send an extra team to BlizzCon. They call it the Buddy Pass, which is kind of lame.
The Buddy Pass.
Buddy Pass. It's kind of lame.
Oh my God, Blizzard! We gotta talk. Really? It's obviously a wild card pick, right? I mean, like, isn't that what Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, no, it's a wild card and literally everything else. But
the Buddy Pass.
It's a Heroes Brawler too, baby.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I am more upset about the name of that thing than I am about anything else that has happened in Heroes of the Storm in the entire history that it's existed. That is insane. Come on, guys. The buddy pass. If I see that, hey, this is a buddy pass match. Wait, what? This is for the buddy pass. Wait, what? No. Anyways, all right, Bahgz.
The winning region unlocks the buddy pass and sends an extra team to BlizzCon. So, probably going to be EU. Calling it now. I think Dignitas is just too good. But here are the teams that are going from each region. So in EU, we've got Dignitas as the 1 seed, LiQuid as the 2 seed, Method as the 3, and Leftovers as the 4th. From North America, we've got Heroes Hearth, Tempo Storm, Team Freedom, and Team Octalysis, seeding in that order. I got to ask you, Goon, what do you expect from North America? Again, the best region in the world. What do you expect from them at this Western Clash?
I don't know. I think Dignitas is going to win. I think they're going to win, maybe. More than likely. I think Heroes Hearth can probably make him sweat. I would like to see an NA team win, by all means.
And
if
you got to factor in the home crowd effect, right? Like that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, the jet lag's down, in our favor. I don't know. I'm curious to see how like the middle of the pack is gonna look, because I think that's just gonna be wild in there, dude. It's gonna be between both regions. The middle of packs from both regions. It's gonna be a clown fiesta if we've ever seen one, and I'm excited. That's what I'm most excited for. The one, the top of NA and the top of EU. Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be awesome, and pretty entertaining, I think. But come on, Leftovers playing against like Octalysis or like Freedom or something like that. Like, doesn't that just sound like that's gonna be crazy? I don't know.
What I like about those matches the most is it kind of says, it gives you like a mano-a-mano region versus region feel, right? Yeah. More so than like our best team is better than your best team. Like, I don't care about that. The best teams in both regions are so far and ahead of the rest of the average of the region, it doesn't really mean anything. When you see like an average NA team, like your Octalysis or your Team Freedom playing a Leftovers, like that's where you get a better feel. Like, hey, if Octalysis and Freedom can beat Leftovers, like, yeah, maybe EU has the best team in this, like out of the 16 teams from each region, but maybe NA as a whole is better. Like that kind of feels good, Or maybe I'm just looking for like some sort of like silver lining for the smackdown that Dig's gonna lay down on North America. I don't know. My feel is that unfortunately I'm not sure that the middle of the pack NA can hang with the middle of the pack of EU. I think that EU as a region is still a lot better than North America. I think Tempo Storm was our best shot with Psalm on the roster. I think that team was better than the current incarnation of Heroes Hearth. I think Heroes Hearth is an incredible team. Are they better than they were at the midseason brawl? Maybe, yeah. But that team was already better than the Freedoms and Octalysi of the region. So I don't know. I wish Tempo Storm hadn't had to make those changes. I wish Psalm never left. I would like to see where that roster, what that could have accomplished at its peak. Hopefully Heroes Hearth has kind of leveled up Dragon Ball Z style to that former level in glory that Tempo Storm was at the midseason brawl. And maybe they can hang with Dig, but I don't think that's the case. So the real question for me is like, where does Heroes Hearth stack up with like LiQuiud and Method? And I'd like to see them beat them, and I think they can. So maybe Heroes Hearth is the second place team in this tournament. Maybe I could talk myself into this. Yeah. But I don't know. And as far as Team Freedom and Octalysis, I don't know if they beat Leftovers, so they lose to them. Maybe but I think they lose. I think they lose to the Leftovers. I think they lose to Method. So I don't know.
I think the most exciting.
This is an early look, This is an early look at it.
Yeah. I think the most exciting thing for me about this tournament is all those pro players that are going to be in my Hero League games carrying me or taking my points. Either way, it's going to be fun.
I don't have to worry about that, so that's cool. The lesser clash, as I like to call it, the Eastern Clash, will be taking place in Incheon, South Korea. I probably butchered that, but it's also a double elimination tournament. Also have 100K prize pool. Also a best of 7 grand finals with a 1 game advantage to the team in the winners bracket. Identical to the Western Clash. Winning region, aka Korea, will be allowed to send an extra team to BlizzCon. So Korea sending an extra team to BlizzCon. The teams that Korea is sending are Genji, Tempest, Ballistics, and Blossom in that order for the seeding. China is sending SPT, the 1, CE, and Beyond the Game to their clash. Literally, I'm pretty sure these are the identical 4 teams from each region that went to the last clash.
Yeah.
And I think the seeding is almost identical as well. So
it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 Korea, 1, 2, 3, 4
China. This is a very boring clash in that respect. Like, it's a shame that China has kind of like fallen this far, but the game hasn't taken off in China. The big orgs have left. Your Edward Gamings, your E-Stars, they're gone, and they're not coming back. So there was a time when SPT was like the blossom of that region, right? Like, and that all the big boys left and all the Big Ten players left or retired. So it's like they've just kind of like risen up just out of the war of attrition, so to speak, like just because no one else is here to be above us, so which sucks, but it's what it is. Like you said, I agree. 1, 2, 3, 4 Korea.
I have a question for you. With with China being the way that it is as a region as far as HGC is concerned, being a lot weaker than it used to be and falling off, is there a point where like you just maybe combine a couple other regions into a larger region, or like what do you do to make that whole situation better? Because I mean there's a lot more money in other esports in that country, in that region, than Here's the Storm. And I mean, it kind of shows where the passion, where that motivation lies in these players.
I don't think they change anything. Even if China flames out at this clash, they flame out at BlizzCon, I don't think they're going to change anything. I think it's going to remain the same next year and the years going forward. I don't see them turning it into like, I don't see them doing like some sort of wild card tournament where Southeast Asia, Taiwan, and like Australia and Latin America can all join in and like play against China to qualify for some spots for international tournaments where the top teams from NA, EU, and Korea meet. Like, I don't see that happening. I think that they're going to pretty much stick with the format for the major regions. I could be wrong, but I don't see that happening. And I don't know how to explain why, outside of saying that China is a big region and like that's just it. Like, I can't even like back it up because their play doesn't back it up, but like it's just China's a major region just because.
Right? And it feels kind of like this isn't really doing much. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, they're not playing like a major region. Like there are concerns that Australia, like with its new HGC format, is a better region now than China. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's the case or not. We'll never know because they don't play each other. But
Japan is getting a league, by the way.
We should have mentioned that in the news. I forgot all about it, man. Thanks for reminding me. I saw that.
That was Schizo in chat. But that's cool. Hey, another region that's interested in Here's the Storm esports.
They're going to be part of the Horizon. Clash with Southeast Asia and Taiwan. I don't see them beating Taiwan. I don't see any of them beating Taiwan. I think that's the power minor region, so to speak.
But
anyway,
I was just curious, like, what do you do? Because then what's going to happen? You have EU, Korea, and then NA. Do you bring Latin America in as an HGC region at that point if China falls off? Could that be considered? Do we think Latin America has the player base and the talent to be better than China over time.
Call me crazy, but I think they would sooner bring in Australia, a league where there's already an HGC.
Really? Yeah. Well, I mean,
and their teams are better than the Latin American teams, and we saw that at their little wild card event in Brazil, where the best Australian team whooped up on the best team from LATAM, Nomia, which is Mind Freak now.
So
I don't have the results in front of me, but I know it was a beatdown.
So Dorsch is saying that we could just have 3 major regions and call it a day. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, unless because what do you do? Do you take? We lose more. I feel like we just lose LAN events then, right?
That sparks some interesting discussion, because then if you do that, what if you take the top 4 teams from NA, the top 4 teams from EU, the top 4 teams from Korea, and then you make everyone else play for, say, the final 4 spots for BlizzCon or the final whatever, or maybe you take the top 3 from those regions and they play for, they all play in a tournament somewhere for 3 spots or 2 spots, or however big you want the tournament to be for the mid-season brawl and BlizzCon, right?
Yeah.
But
I was thinking that, and then it's just okay, well, now you have a Latin American region, now you have an ANZ region, now you've got a Southeast Asia, you've got Japan, I mean, you've got, I guess, China at that point would be considered a minor region, assuming. A lot of small regions, a lot of teams. Where do you meet? Which teams go? Is it just the best teams from those regions? Is it
Hawaii?
Oh God! Is it just
giant land in Hawaii?
Is it the best single team from each of those regions? Is it 2? Because then you're hosting another tournament, and then they show up at BlizzCon or at the mid-season brawl. So how does that work? How would that work? I mean, we can get it. I mean, I asked how would that work, and it's just well, we can get into that forever. But it would be interesting to see what would happen if China fell out as a major region, because I think that would cause a lot more stress on the scene. China major region falls out of Heroes of the Storm. Well, you can read into that a variety of ways. Oh, it's China. They have their own games. They have their own economy, their own systems, and things like that. Or, and of course, the other games take over. I don't know. Right now, China is kind of like that last banana that you see sitting on your counter, and you're kind of just
starting to turn a little brown.
Yeah, you're I don't know.
Got a couple soft spots. Yeah, I don't know if I want to eat it.
The top of it kind of broke off already, so part of the banana.
Yeah.
You're
oh, mushy.
I don't know. I could eat this, but
I'd rather throw it out.
I could also get some, I don't know, Jack in the Box tacos instead. Kappa.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the answer to that is. I think that if they were, I don't think they're going to do something at all. I don't think they're going to do anything, right? I think if they were to do something, I like the idea of having the other 3 major regions send an extra team to these major lands, and let China duke it out with the minor regions as far as sending a team to the lands. Let's move on though, because we're slowly running out of time, even though we got a late start. Let's finish up with the amateur scene. In the EU, Cup number 5 started today. It's going to finish tomorrow. You can watch the stream on twitch.tv/BizHeroes tomorrow at 6 p.m. CEST or 12 p.m. EST. Currently, the 4 remaining teams in this week's tournament are ePunks Black versus Minion Genocide, Skog Sapor versus Time to Shine. Last week, Time to Shine won, finally defeating ePunks Black, who had some god-awful long undefeated map score, 36-0 or something crazy like that. But other than that, basically the top 3 teams in the Final 4 this week, minus Minion Genocide, who are, I'm not familiar with any of the names on the roster, but it seems to be a new team kind of coming out of nowhere and making it to the semifinals this week. So maybe one of the EU listeners can fill me in. And in North America, tonight on the Blizz Heroes Twitch channel, check out Cup number 5 once this show's over, or if you're not playing in the after show games. You can follow Goon's former team Reborn as they look to improve upon their 3rd place standing. Also, keep your eyes peeled. Goon's going to be doing some casting. He's signed up for the first week of casting of Bush League, which starts in 1 week.
Bush
Unfortunately,
League, the best league to exist. And Bahgz, you're playing, right?
yeah, I'm playing, but I'm missing week 1. I have work.
Ah,
I will make every single game after that week, except for maybe like the last week of the regular season I might have to miss. We'll see. I'm going to try and schedule around it. But I am going to miss week 1, which kind of sucks. I don't have any news about the Nexus Gaming series unless Dorsch links something in chat right now. So,
yeah,
that's all I got.
Right on. Right on.
Goon, do you have anything else you want to throw at me as we wind down here at the end of the show?
I don't know. We talked about, the major region, minor region, what happened, what would happen if one kind of drops in and out. That I think that's something we can get into more later. And also, at the beginning of the show, we talked about that 6th slot, maybe Blizzard opening a 6th paid slot for whatever you want in there, a manager, coach, a sub, a paid sub. And then that could be another topic in and of itself. I think we'll pick one of those and really dive into it next week. What do you think, dude?
I'm sorry. Dorsch.
Oh, Dorsch.
The new leader of the Trolls.gg network, the new guy that's in charge, literally isn't a moderator on his own Twitch channel, and Nightbot gave him a warning for spamming Twitch chat with links.
Oh, here,
That's
permit
funny.
Dorsch. He has been permitted.
That is too funny. Check out the link Dorsch just posted in chat.
There you go.
bushleague.trolls.gg. Goon, I agree. I think that in a week or so, well, I don't know about next week. Let's talk after the Eastern Clash. Let's see how China does against Korea. And then maybe we'll backtrack to this.
Wait. When is the Eastern Clash?
The Eastern Clash is the week after the Western Clash. Now I can pull it up here real quick. I have the link open still.
Hey, there's no HOTS happening this weekend. We can bring it up and talk about whatever we want next week, dude.
That's the truth. It's August 17th through the 19th. So it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks away. So, I mean, we can certainly bring it up next week. My line of thinking is that maybe they'll surprise us and whoop up on Blossom or something.
Okay. We'll talk about all that stuff too, but we won't be talking about the greatest region in the world because they wouldn't have played, right? So we'll have more time. But anyways,
with that, I think we can call it a show. I think it's time to sign off. So, thank you all for listening to Trollin HGC, a weekly podcast about Heroes of the Storm eSports, and a member of the Trolls.gg Entertainment Network. We stream live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrollsGG, every week on Tuesdays, usually at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Today we're streaming on Monday because I've got work tomorrow. I won't be here. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Bahgz HGC and watch me stream on twitch.tv/Bahgz. I've started that up again. It's going to be a thing. Maybe. We'll see. Just hit the follow button. You'll know.
Definitely should. He's been streaming almost every day, right? For the past.
I won't be tomorrow or the next day because I'll be working.
That's
but
all right. That's all right.
You know, when I have the time, I think I'm going to do it more. Like you said, it'll help me improve. You know, I'll have guys in chat that are better than me at the video game, right? And they'll coach me up a little bit, and I'll take what I like and leave what I don't.
Yeah, we chat about some good stuff too.
Absolutely, man.
Very relaxing channel.
If you log in, you check out the Twitch chat. Feel free to talk. I'll hit you up if I can, and we'll have some good thought-provoking discussion. Anyways, Goon, where can people find you, my man?
All right, you can find me on Twitter at GoonHots, GOONHOTS, twitch.tv/GoonHots. I haven't streamed the past few days. Been doing some homework stuff around here, as well as spending some family time. I had some family from out of town come in. But we will be getting back on that train this week, playing some more Hero League, playing around with the new hero on the PTR as well. I played some games today, but we'll be doing some more tomorrow. Also on YouTube at GOON Hots, you can watch some Hero League gameplay and also a little mini podcast kind of little thing that I do on the weekends called HGC and Chill, where I bring in the guests, we talk about whatever we want as we watch an HGC game together. The last time I didn't do one this past weekend, obviously, my boys were playing, but also, you know, the guest that I had lined up couldn't make it the last minute. But the last episode I did was a couple weeks ago with Bahgz, and you can check that out. We talked about books, board games, all that stuff. But yeah, I'll be looking to bring on some more guests as time goes on. And yeah, what else? I feel like, am I missing anything else? I don't know, Bahgz. You tell me. You're my boss. You got to keep me in line. Nope, I think that's it.
Shoot no tomorrow, some bits, some cheers, and get those boys paid.
Yeah, shout out to my boys at No Tomorrow. Love you guys. And here's to getting better and being the best team that we can possibly be in the world. So
be your best self, live your best life, bros. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of our Patreon supporters. If you enjoy the show, you can support us in a variety of ways. We're on patreon.com/trolls.gg. Thanks specifically to our chieftains Preston and Slugger, and our war chiefs William T and Super Dave. You can follow us on Twitter at Trollin HGC for show announcements and hear the storm news, as well as find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/trollsgg. Subscribe to our show on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and make sure to tell us how we're doing. Listen, reviews are really important. If you go to iTunes, you shoot us a review, it literally moves us up in the SEO. Essentially, if someone types in Heroes of the Storm podcast, we're invisible. We don't have a lot of reviews. It's a big thing. I don't care if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. It doesn't matter. Get out there, put in a review. It's a big deal. It helps us out a lot. You can also visit us at our website at www.trolls.gg. Read our articles, catch up with the podcast on demand. Check it out. There's a lot of writers on the site right now. They're doing great work. If you need to get in touch with us, Twitter DMs are open, as well as email. Email us at trolling@trolls.gg, and we'll be sure to get back to you. I want to stress this. We're doing after-show games again tonight, so make sure you're sticking around for those. I'll be hosting them. We might do some PTR. I'll see what you guys want to do.
Right
Other than that, we'll see you in the Nexus. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See ya.